Here's another great negative externality question coming from 2010, question 3. And it gave you the graph, the demand supply, gave you these points, the prices, and it told you this good has a negative externality. At the original equilibrium, before the government gets involved, what's the consumer surplus? Well, the price is going to be at P3, that's the equilibrium price. And so willing to pay, did pay, willing to pay, did pay. So letters J, M, P3 are the original consumer surplus at equilibrium. Producer surplus is the difference between what sellers are willing to sell it for and what they did sell it for. P1, P3, M is the producer's surplus, right there. It tells you in this question that there's an external cost of the price of P5 minus P2. Now notice, this graph it gave you is the marginal private cost. The new line you're going to get is the marginal social cost when you factor in this external cost. And it would actually go right up here. This vertical distance is right here. That's the marginal social cost when you factor in this externality, P5 minus P2, that distance. The quantity that should be produced, the quantity social optimal, is Q1. That's the quantity where the marginal social benefit equals the marginal social cost. And the next part of the question says, if the government taxes the vertical distance, or the amount of the externality, what happens to consumer surplus? Well, it's going to get smaller, right? Because now instead of being down here, it's going to be a higher price and be over here. So the answer is J P5K. This little triangle here represents the new consumer surplus. After the government taxes this market and shifts this curve to become that curve, the new price is there, consumer surplus is right there. Now, what about deadweight loss? Is it KMR? The answer is no, there is none. With a negative externality, the quantity Q3 was the wrong quantity, right? We wanted Q1 produced, but we were producing Q3. That means that in the free market, Q3 was the wrong amount produced, and there was deadweight loss. When the government got involved and taxed this market, the amount of externality, it caused it to produce the quantity society actually wants. So now there's no deadweight loss after the tax. That's the question worth 5 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. See how you did? Add it up and try the next fair response.